Hello, live viewers. How is everybody doing? Replay viewers, thank you so much for coming in. For anyone who just came in, thank you so much for being here. I am reviewing the 10X Rule. Team Angel, thank you so much. I am reviewing the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Welcome, Greg Harvey. Thanks for inviting your followers. Coach Avalos, thank you for being here. Atlanta Guy, thanks for joining. Mr. Felix Anderson in the house. Great to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. David McCormick, thanks for joining. Greg, thanks for also inviting it out on Twitter and letting people see this. Hey, guys, I'm reviewing the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. It's a book about taking massive action so you could have tons of success in your life. If you want to go purchase the book, follow that bit.ly link. It's the least expensive place I found it, which is like $15. bit.ly/action10x. And if you want to learn more about me, you go to ryanroy.me. My name is Ryan Roy. I am an accountability coach. I help people take massive action in their life so that they can, and hold them accountable to doing so that they can have the successes they desire. How is everybody doing today? Put a 1 in the box if you're having an absolutely phenomenal day. My technology died. I don't know why, but my iPad's not working right now. It's plugged in and it's just not getting any juice. I'll deal with that later. But thank God I took awesome. Put the board back up for you, please. Absolutely, Felix. There you go, my friend. As everybody's comments dissipate, then you get to see. There you go. Perfect, my friend. Awesome. Yep, bit.ly/action10x, because the 10x rule was taken, right? So, you guys are having a phenomenal day. I'm having a phenomenal day. Thanks for tapping the screen. I appreciate you guys. I think this is funny. We're doing Chapter 9 today. Chapter 9 of the 10X Rule is this: 10X goals. I thought that'd be Chapter 10, right? So Chapter 9 is 10X goals. If you guys are ready, as I'm about to get into the content, if you want to share it out and you haven't done so thus far, please do so. And let's get this ball rolling. One of the major reasons why people don't stick to their goals and fail to accomplish them is because they fail to set them high enough to begin with. They don't realize that they need to take massive action just to hit those minimal goals, and therefore they're like, those goals are attainable. They're easy to attain. Therefore, I'm not going to put the massive action necessary if they 10x them, right? Most of us have been warned against setting goals too high at all these seminars and things. People's failure to think big enough usually means they will never act big enough or often enough or persistently enough for them to get excited about these realistic goals. Here's the thing, guys, and this is what he talks about in the book and in this chapter. He goes, most people, how often do you think times a year people actually write their goals down? How often do you guys think that people write their goals down? And it's usually around January at the beginning. If they write them down, they write them down once a year. People write their goals down once a year, and then they forget about them. The things upon which your life depends on most are based on the actions that you take daily. Yep, gotta love those resolutions. I actually did a whole scope at the beginning of the year and have a little 15-minute presentation I do about this, Kristen. I talk about their resolutions. Their resolutions to problems that they already have, right? Resolutions, resolution. So my solution to last year's problem of losing weight is to set a goal again, right? So it's spelled out. It's resolution. Right? So you can use that if you want. Put your own twist on it. Grant says this: I write my goals down every day. He writes them down every single day, and then he chooses objectives that are out of his reach every single day when he writes his goals. Oh my God, guys, because I don't have my iPad, it actually looks like it's booting up now. We might get the opportunity. He has a list of goals on the sheet that he talks about that he was in the present moment working on when he wrote the book. And one of them is have a net worth of $100 million. And he says this, he says, write your goals as if you've already attained them or you presently have them. And I might be able to pull this up long enough before it dies again because it's on. It's on. It's booting up. Give it a second. He writes them in present day form as if they're already in existence. So Give me a second. 06. I just gave you my iPad. Felix, welcome back. Pulling up Grant's list of goals. My iPad just came back on. I'm going to pull it up. It should be on the page that we were at. Had to go in order. I love it, man. Go get this. Is a phenomenal book, my friend. You're going to love it. Follow me each day at 12:15. I'm on chapter 9 now. We're going to do all 23 chapters. Chapters are literally like 6, 7, 8-minute reads. I'm covering them in about 20 minutes. But here we go, because we're digging a little bit deeper when we do it. Come on. So some of the goals, he says, write them as if you've already attained them. He goes, here we go. I now own 5,000 plus apartments that return over 12% in positive cash flow. I am in perfect health and physical condition. My net worth is over 100 million. When he wrote this book, guys, this was several years ago, he's worth over 500 million now. My income is over $1 million a month. I have written and published 12 or more best-selling books. My marriage is alive and healthy, and I am a positive model for others. I am more in love with my wife every day. I have 2 beautiful and healthy children. I don't think he had children when he wrote this book. I have no debt except that which is paid for by others, those rental properties. I own a beautiful home on the ocean that has no debt. I own companies that I'm able to control from a distance and have great people working for me. All of these goals, guys, are present, but they didn't exist. They were what he was working on when he wrote the book. What do you guys get from all of those goals? They are goals that he spoke into the universe out loud, wrote them down every single day. And because he was written down every single day by his hand, they're in the forefront of his mind. How many of you write down your goals every single day? Put a 1 in the box. How many of you write your goals down every single day? Put a goal in the box, because it's a very small percentage of the population. I write my goals down every single day, right? I write my goals down every single day because I want to be successful. And if you want to be successful, you need to have your goals in the forefront of your mind. You write down to do the laundry, and there's nothing wrong with that. I bet you the laundry gets done, and I'm not saying that to be joking, but you write down, that's a to-do list. But your laundry gets done, and guess what? Imagine if you said, I am going to hire a maid to do my laundry, or I have someone doing my laundry for me. Guess what? You need to do the actions necessary to get it done. A lot of people write to-do lists. A lot of people have yellow pads, right? But what do you really want? Do you want your laundry done? Do you want to be doing your laundry? Or do you want somebody else doing your laundry for you? And if so, you need to take the actions necessary to obtain the funds to make that happen for yourself. So Grant talks about this. He talks about McDonald's. His first job was at a McDonald's. And he goes, he hated it. Not because it was a McDonald's. He says because it wasn't aligned with his goals and purpose. He said he worked next to a guy who made the same $7 an hour that he made, that loved his job because it was an alignment with his goals and purpose. Does anybody know what that looks like? Does anybody know what it would look like for somebody being ecstatic for him to be working at McDonald's, his first job ever? That's my only one goal. My goals were that. So here's the thing. His goal was, he was in a position to learn the business because he wanted to own 100 franchises. And he's super ecstatic. Hello, Coach Donna Jean. He was super ecstatic that he was in a position to learn the business that he wanted to have 100 franchises of. And he couldn't understand why Grant wasn't excited. And Grant couldn't understand why he was excited. He had a goal and he was doing something that was aligned with his goals and purpose, and Grant didn't. So Grant left. All he wanted to do was make some extra pocket change to spend on the weekends, right? Your goals, people, fuel your actions. Grant goes on to talk about he hates the word realistic because it's based on what other people would have probably been operating at the first degree of action, which is 0, no action. He hates the word realistic because people in no action believe that things are possible, right? If it's realistic, it's possible. And if it's realistic, even those people who are doing nothing are like, hey, that's attainable. That's realistic. Yeah, you could go to college. You could get a degree. Yeah, I can't do it, but you can do it. That's realistic. A lot of people have done that. But if you were to say that I'm going to go get a PhD and graduate magna cum laude, and I'm going to go on to be the best biophysicist ever to live, now that's a goal. That's a goal. But to just have a realistic goal of graduating college may not be, that is realistic. See, that is realistic for the person who believes that's realistic. It was realistic for that young man working at McDonald's to believe he was going to have 100 franchises, and he went on to have many franchises. It's realistic if you believe it's realistic. But if you don't believe it's realistic, Henry Ford once said, if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. So if you don't believe it's realistic for you, you're absolutely right. But don't tell someone who believes in themselves enough and knock their dreams. Too many people are doing that. Tilly Tinman, thank you so much for coming in. So, Grant said he would never advise anybody of what goals they should have, but he would educate them that they have been educated with restrictions and to be aware of these things when thinking of your goals. Number one, guys, you're setting your goals for you, not for anybody else. People, you are educating yourself for you, not anybody else. Or educating. You are setting your goals for you, not anybody else. Anything, we just stated this in the last one, somebody said that's not realistic. Anything, number two, is possible. Number three, you have much more potential than you realize. When somebody tells you you can't, you may believe that. But when somebody tells you you can and implores you and puts power into you and says, hey, I'm going to go to that next level, you can go to that next level. And these little incremental steps will get you there. You just got to take them. Guess what? You are being empowered by those people. Anything, people, is possible as long as you believe it and or someone believes that you can. Anybody in this room who's been successful, somebody told you you can do something that you didn't believe you could do. Put a 1 in the box. If you have had success in any area of your life, and every single one of you have, if you've had success and somebody told you you could do something that you didn't believe you can do, there you go, because somebody believed in you bigger than you believed in yourself. Somebody believed in you bigger than you can believe in yourself. Pay that forward, people. Pay that forward. Tell people who have these big, huge, astronomical dreams that, boom, you can do it. And when you do that to somebody, you empower somebody. I just took a phone call from somebody I met 2 years ago. 2 years ago, he called me up. He says, you've been an integral part of my life. You had 1 2-hour conversation with me that changed my world, and I wanted to call you and thank you. And I said, you are welcome and thank you, because there's no greater gift to a teacher or a coach than somebody say that you impacted their life. So when he made that phone call, we talked for like an hour, even though I needed to prep for this, because it meant something to him to take his time, and I didn't really have the time because I wanted to prep this for you guys, but I got them both done. He took the time to call me. I called him because I empowered him, and now he's kicking butt and taking names in what it is we talked about. I love that. That's why I do what I do. Success is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility. That's number 4. People told Joyce Meyer she was way out of her league. Now look at her. Exactly. And that's for everybody. Most people have had somebody tell them such negative stuff. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. People. Somebody told him he wasn't good enough to be on a high school basketball team. Best player ever to live. Walt Disney, somebody told him he wasn't imaginative enough. He created Disney World, for crying out loud. Don't listen to what people say. Let it be your fuel. Number 5, there is no shortage of success. Number 6, regardless of the size of the goal, people, regardless of the size of the goal, it's going to require some work. But you got to put 10x goals out there, big goals. So that even if you fall short of that 10x goal, you want to make 100 grand, make $1 million. And if you do the actions necessary to make $1 million, I guarantee you, you're far going to surpass that $100,000. Once you've reviewed these concepts, the 6 I just described, sit down, write out your goals, and they be willing. Can somebody write the word willing? Can somebody write the word willing in there? Once you've reviewed the concepts, sit down and write out your goals, and then be willing to rewrite them every single day until they're achieved. You got to be willing to do it. But I can tell you right now, most people go, man, if I write my goals every day, they're not going to be accomplished. You know how many people, I have my clients write their goals down every single day, what they're going to do today in regards to their big goals. What are you doing today? I want to know, and you need to do it 5 days a week, and some of them need to do it 7 days a week. And if you do something every day towards your goals, guess what, people? You actually attain them. But people are unwilling to write them down because they don't think that's going to work. But if you take the 5-10 minutes a day to focus for 5 minutes, I'm going to accomplish this towards those big goals, guess what? You're going to inch and walk your way closer to them. So, if anybody out there, does this make sense to you guys? Put a 1 in the boxes. This is making some sense to you. If you inch towards your goal, if you want to walk across the country, which, by the way, I had a client do that. He did it every single day. He got up and he walked. And if you're willing to get up and walk, and part of your walk is to write down your goals, and that brings them to the forefront of your mind, like, I need to do this today, and you do it, guess what? I guarantee you, without fail, you will eventually attain your goals. So guys, that's chapter 10. 10x it, set it up, become accomplished in your stuff, but you need to focus on it every single day. I'm going to review those 6 things really quick. People underestimate their own possibilities. 1, you're setting your goals for you, not anybody else. 2, anything is possible. Number 3, you have much more potential than you realize. Number 4, success is your duty, your obligation, and it is your responsibility to be successful. So when you're successful, other people can feed off of that and learn from that. Number 5 is there is no shortage of success. It is surrounded by us everywhere. And number 6, regardless of the size of your goal, I don't care how small, how big, it's going to require work. And Grant suggests in the book, the 10x rule, to do 10x the amount of work for you to get it. If anybody wants to stay with me on this review, if you want to get the book yourself, it's a phenomenal book. I am reviewing it for the next 14 days. The 10x rule. Get your book at bit.ly/action10x. My name is Ryan Roy. I am a coach. I help people get into action, and people yield huge results when they take these small, simple, incremental steps. But if they do it 10x, you're going to reach massive results. So I want to thank those of you who are still in the room. You could find me at ryanroy.me. Go check out my website, and if you're interested, please contact me. Greg Harvey, thank you so much for playing at a high level today. I love you, my man. David McCormick, you are awesome, my friend. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. Melanie Faye, thank you for being here. Randy Tad, if you're new to my scope, guys, and you got some value out of this, I am reviewing the 10X rule the next 14 days as I described, chapter by chapter. Click on the little Perry guy in the corner. Jean Marie, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And then there's 4 more viewers. Kristen Crockett, thank you for being here. For some reason, you weren't on the list. You are awesome. I can't wait to see you on the scope train next week. So have a phenomenal day, guys. We will talk tomorrow. Till then, have a great day.